welcome back to my channel. So I don't really feel like recapping Courtney and Josh. Their last segment in the season finale was kind of boring to me. Pretty much he just like set up this little scavenger hunt for her, told her to take a bath and put on this dress that he bought her, and then she did this little scavenger hunt, and then in the end he was outside like waiting on a towel with some crackers and some pickles, and they laid down and were talking about their future, and she opened a jar of pickles and he got her a new ring and got a ring for himself and asked her if she'll marry him again. And she said yes. And then in a few days from then, they were talking about how Josh was going to have to move in with his cousins because, you know, he's only allowed to quarantine with Courtney for 14 days. And then at the end of the episode, we find out that he went back to prison for 6 months. So I've looked up and down everywhere. I've spent every single day since the season finale trying to find out what his parole violation was that sent him back to prison for 6 months, like I reported in a previous video. And if you guys haven't been keeping up, Josh was arrested for putting his hands on Courtney on December 10th of 2020. So what, that was like 9 months ago. And there was a no contact order put in place by the court, so Josh was prevented from seeing Courtney, and Josh ended up posting a $2,000 bond. He pleaded guilty to amended misdemeanor DV charge on December 22nd of 2020. He paid $250 in fines and costs, and he was sentenced to 30 days in jail. He was credited with 1 day served, and the other 29 days were suspended. And the court document said that there was no probation in this case, but he was on parole at the time. But I could not find any records or anything in the court documents that said that this was affecting his parole. And like I said, he only spent 1 day in jail and the other 29 days were suspended. So I'm not sure if he ended up going to see his parole officer and they violated him then and sent him back to prison for 6 months, or is a different type of parole violation, but I can't find any evidence of anything else. And I'm going to go ahead and recap Lisa and Stan in the last episode. So, you know, Stan and Lisa, they've been doing good after he got pegged in the basement. And so Stan goes out and buys Lisa a $13,000 car. He's openly sharing his finances and bragging about them to Lisa. So Lisa's fully aware of how much money he has and how much money she's going to get when he passes. And so Lisa, while Stan's out buying her a car, Lisa goes into his, I don't know what room it is, an office or something like that, and it has his baseball collection where he has a pretty nice collection. He has an autographed Babe Ruth baseball and all kinds of sports memorabilia. And my man, he collects baseball cards and stuff like that, and even he pointed out that the collection that Stan had was worth a pretty penny. So I don't know, it's just hard for me to see her casing out Stan stuff on national television when she's been to prison 7 times, unless she was encouraged to do that. But she's sitting there looking up all his stuff online, seeing how much it's worth, and she's like, dang, this thing's worth $150,000, and adding everything all up, getting all excited. Meanwhile, Stan's dropping $13,000 on a car for her. And Lisa and Stan out here scamming each other, but the real scam artist is their hairdresser. They even asked Lisa, would you be with Stan if he didn't have a lot of money? And she really didn't know how to answer that question. And she said, would I be with Stan if he had a lot of money? Well, look, I've been to prison 7 times. I have 15 felonies. She's like 39, 40 years old. So it's hard for me to get a job. So she's like, I did what I had to do. She said, I went on a seeking arrangement, secret benefit or whatever, and found me a sugar daddy. And then Stan comes back, then Lisa has her brother and like some lady, I think their aunt or it's like some lady who helped raise Lisa and her brothers, come over and meet Stan. And you know Stan, he don't know how to cook. He gave Lisa some dry toast and some fruit for breakfast the day before. So he only has like fruit. So he sits there and serves Lisa's family just a bunch of different fruit. He should have ordered some food from somewhere or something at least. And so when her brother comes over, I don't know why Stan thought this was a good idea, but he knows Lisa comes from a family of criminals, and this is the same brother that ran from the police and was trying to get Lisa to have Stan bond him out for $30,000. And Lisa said it's also her brother that taught her how to cook some really good meth. So Stan takes her brother into his room where he has all this expensive sports memorabilia. It's like pretty much asking to be robbed and just showing off like his huge expensive collection. I don't know why he had to take Lisa's brother to that room out of all rooms to talk to him. I wouldn't even let him in the front door. I would have talked to him in the backyard or front yard or something. But he took him there. He thought it was a good idea for some reason. And it looked like the brother was casing out the stuff just like Lisa was. But his brother said that he didn't like how Stan kicked his sister out and threw all her clothes out in the yard. You know, that day when she tried to come home with him from the restaurant and she wouldn't jump right into the bedroom with him. So he's like, just get out then. And she ended up leaving and getting a hotel room. So her brother was like, I don't like that. And Stan was like, I understand. You're her brother. You care about her. I promise you that's not going to happen again. I'm trying to treat her good. And so Lisa's brother was like, okay. And he just kind of shut up and said that he doesn't really like Stan, but he knows his sister and his sister's just using Stan. And oh yeah, I forgot to mention this too. Also, when Stan went to go get her a car, Lisa went outside and I guess she has some lover, I don't know if she's from prison or what, that keeps calling her. And she's like, Lisa, where are you? What's going on? When am I going to see you? And Lisa keeps telling her, I'm going to figure it out, and keeps saying, just wait, I'm about to get a car. So I'm curious if she's going to get a car and dip out. But like I reported in a previous video, they're just spotted together like less than a month ago, and so they're still happily together. Well, I don't know if they're happily together, but they're still together in present time. But at the end of the show, they said that Stan plans on proposing to Lisa soon, and it also said that Lisa is still talking to her secret lover. But that's it for that video. I think I pretty much covered everybody from this season finale. I'm looking forward to the show this Friday of Life After Lockup. Let me know your thoughts about Stan and Lisa and Courtney and Josh in the comments below. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, and thank you guys so much for watching.